Hey, what's going on? It's Wild Midget here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be ranking all the SMGs in Modern Warfare. We're also going to be including a couple of the ammo conversion kits that come with the game. The three of them that I will be including are the 10mm rounds on the MP5, the AE rounds for the Uzi, and the 5.56 rounds for the AUG. So yeah, let's get right into it. Coming in at number 12 in last place, we have the straight up 9mm Uzi. I cannot stand this gun. It is just, it's not good. Its range isn't too bad, its recoil isn't too bad, but it is just a pea shooter among pea shooters. But if you want to build this the best way possible, at least in my opinion, for multiplayer at least, I run monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, tac laser, stipple grip tape, and the 50-round mag. If I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10 as a weapon, I'd give it a 1. If I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10 out of recommendation, it would also be a 1. Just do not use this gun unless you absolutely have to, like if you're going for gold. Coming in at 11th place is the Striker 45. The Striker honestly isn't even that bad of a gun. It's just 1,000 times better than the Uzi, but it's also not better than I think any of the other SMGs that I'm going to list. It's really not too bad. It's got pretty good damage, got really good range, but the thing that just holds this gun back is its fire rate. It feels like an awkward AR. But if I had to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 5. The way I build this gun is I put on the 45-round mag, monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, tac laser, and I believe it's the EXO rear grip, which is basically just the stipple grip tape, just with a little bit of a different name. Like I said, this gun, it really isn't too bad, and if you want to use it, go ahead. It's actually pretty fun to use. Coming in at 10th place is the ISO SMG. This is a brand new SMG that came with the Battle Pass. I believe it was tier 15 and you could unlock it, and it's a really fun gun to use. It doesn't have the greatest damage potential. It's got a nice high fire rate, not too bad recoil, incredible range, and I really have a lot of fun using it. The class setup that I use for it is a monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, tac laser, 50-round drum, and a stipple grip tape. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it around a 6 out of 10. Coming in at 9th place, I have the Bizon. There's a lot of upside of the Bizon and a lot of downside. I just kind of find it as the average SMG. It's got a decent damage profile, nothing too crazy. Its recoil is probably the worst out of all the SMGs, but it has an amazing starting mag size of 64, and it's just a really all-around decent gun. There's nothing really too crazy about it except for that mag size, and its solid damage profile, decent rate of fire. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give this gun a 6.5. The attachments I'm running on this bad boy is a monolithic suppressor, 8.7-inch steel barrel, stipple grip tape, 84-round mag to really get them feeds, and tac laser. It's just an all-around decent gun. It's a really fun gun to use in multiplayer, and I highly recommend trying it out if you haven't already. This one might be a bit of a surprise to some people, but I'm going to put the P90 at number 8. I'm personally not a big fan of the P90. I really don't like the fact that it really doesn't do that much damage. The things that do make up for it is its high fire rate. It's really accurate. It's really easy to control. It's a fun gun to use, and it's really satisfying to get kills with. If I'd rate this on a 1 to 10 scale, I'd probably give it like a good 6.5. Probably just like the Bizon. The way that I build this is I use the stippled front and back grip with a monolithic suppressor, the Sport Tac comb, I believe it's something like that. It's on the stock category, and the tac laser. Coming in at 7th place, we have the just straight up 9mm AUG. This gun is probably the most underrated SMG in the game, in my opinion. Even though it's only its 9mm part of the gun, not the 5.56 rounds that everyone uses. This thing's really good. It's got really good damage potential, and it's basically like if the Striker was just good, is how I would explain it to you. It's got kind of the same damage potential as a Striker, but just with a higher fire rate. The real big problem with the 9mm AUG is its max ammo capacity is only 32. 32 is not a lot of bullets to deal with when you're using an SMG. If I'd rate this gun 1 out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 7. It's a really solid weapon. The way I built this AUG is I put on the monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, tac laser, stipple grip tape, and a 32-round mag. Coming in at number 6, I have the Fennec. The Fennec was the new gun back in Season 4. This thing is absolutely insane, with a fire rate of over 1,000, and I'm pretty sure it's the fastest time to kill out of all the SMGs. This thing will absolutely fry in any given situation. The biggest problem with it, though, is its terrible reload time and the fact that it only has 40 bullets in a mag. That is so hard to handle a lot of the time, and you gotta get through that. If I'd rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a good 7.5. The attachments I run for it are the monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, tack laser, 40 round mag, and sleight of hand. Coming in at number 5, we have the 8E rounds Uzi. The 8E rounds Uzi is just straight up the better 9mm Uzi. It's got better damage and it's got better range, which is something that really needed. And if I had to give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a good 7.5. The way that I built it, I put on the monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip. The way that I built it was the monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, tack laser, 80 round mags, and the stipple grip tape. Coming in at number 4, we have the almost king of Warzone and the almost king of multiplayer, the 10mm MP5. This thing is a beam. The extra damage that it gets and the extra range that it gets are just crazy, making this thing unstoppable at certain ranges. But it isn't exactly the greatest. The reason that I don't really like this attachment that much and like to keep the normal 9mm rounds in the MP5 is it only has a 30 round mag. You can't really do much with 30 round mag, and its fire rate decrease really doesn't do much for me. It's what you get out of this is really something that the MP5 doesn't really struggle in. I like the range upgrade to it. I feel like maybe a recoil upgrade to it would have been nice. The 9mm MP5 already slaps. I feel like it just kind of gave it a buff to a certain area that it didn't really need while taking away its fire rate, which is one of its positives. It still has a solid fire rate with a 10mm MP5, but it's not as good as it was before. This gun is still absolutely crazy and definitely worth the use. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it a good 8.5. The way I build this MP5 is I put in the monolithic integral suppressor, Merc foregrip, 30 round 10mm mags, F-Tac collapsible, and the 5mm laser. Coming in at number 3, I have the AUG, this time with the 5.56 rounds. The AUG is absolutely insane with the 5.56 rounds. 5.56 rounds help with the damage and it helps with the range, while it comes at a cost of its fire rate and its recoil control. Really doesn't matter too much, considering that its time to kill is absolutely out of this world. This gun is absolutely crazy. If I had to give it a rating 1 out of 10, I'd probably give it a good 8.5 or a 9. The way that I built it is I put on a monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, 30 round 5.56 mags, stipple grip tape, and tack laser. I highly recommend using this gun, and that is why it falls into my top 3. Coming in at number 2, I have the good old reliable MP7. This gun will literally never let you down. This thing is just so good. It's got basically no recoil. It's got amazing range values. It's pretty lightweight. And it's just an all-around great gun. Problem that the MP7 has is it does not have the greatest damage profile. But like I said, with all the other positives that this gun brings, it's really not that big of a deal. If you're hitting your shots, this gun it's crazy. It's absolutely amazing. It's even better in Warzone when you play with like a sniper, or maybe just like long range or short range AR, or whichever you pick to use. This thing's good in every situation, and it's the M4 of the SMGs is what I like to call it. If I had to give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 9.5. It is so good. The way that I built it is a monolithic suppressor, commando foregrip, 60 round mags, tack laser, and stipple grip tape. Coming in at number 1, I have the 9mm MP5. This gun is beyond crazy. Its damage is crazy, its fire rate is crazy, its mobility is insane. There's nothing bad about this gun except for maybe it has mediocre damage range. Other than that, this thing is just an absolute monster. The way that I built it is a monolithic integral suppressor, F-Tac collapsible, Merc foregrip, 45 round mag, and 5mm laser. This thing is an absolute laser beam, and there's no negative of using it. If I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would definitely give it a 10 out of 10. This gun, it's beyond any other SMG that's in this game. Thank you so much if you're still watching this. If I could hit a like goal of 5, I would just be so happy. And I'm probably going to start to try and upload a lot more. So look out for that. And other than that, have a good day, have a good night, whatever time it is. See ya.